What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, tigerfitness.com. For all your sport nutrition needs, go to tigerfitness.com. We got everything for these delicious Ghost energy drinks, MTS Nutrition, that's my brand, Ambrosia, another brand of mine. We also got Caged Muscle in stock now. We got Muscle Tech back, and game on, baby. Just go there. We have warehouse in Ohio and Nevada. So free shipping over $99. Chances are you're going to get your product next day with free shipping. Anyway, check it out. Got these comments from YouTube, and if you hear your name, Chunk Iron Chest, CHUNKIRONCHEST, Chunk Iron Chest. He asked this question. I'm assuming it's a he. That sounds like a he name. Don't think a she or a they or a them or a day or a dare or whatever the hell people are calling themselves now. How can you be plural? Like, how does they, them even work? How does that work? What's your thoughts on rest days? Are rest days really necessary? Take a whole day off doing nothing, or is it better to do lighter work on a rest day? This question isn't as easy as it sounds, because first we need to define what a rest day is. Is a rest day just Netflix and chilling all day? Is a rest day doing active recovery like pickleball, like basketball, like going on a hike in the beautiful wilderness in Tennessee? Is a rest day napping? Is a rest day a deload day? Are you just going lighter? So I think we also need to factor in that most people don't truly train hard. And I'll tell you this. Most people don't earn rest days. I'm going to be real with you guys. I know this might be controversial, but when I go to the gym, most people are texting, doing a set here and there. They're just bullshitting around. Very few people train hard. Very few people train hard. That's why I've been kind of pushing back on this whole reps in reserve thing, on this whole not going to failure thing. Most people, when they go to failure, they're not really going to failure. They're stopping probably 2 to 3 reps short of failure because they're too weak mentally to push it to actual failure. Yes, I said it. Most people are too weak to actually go to failure. They just are. They don't know what failure is. They don't know how to push themselves. And if you don't have a good coach pushing you, you'll never know what it's like to go to failure. With that being said, rest days, if you are training hard, if you are doing a real workout, if you are getting an adequate intensity and volume, if you're training that hard, 5 days a week is plenty, okay? 4 days a week for 99% of people I've coached, and I've coached a lot of people at marclobliner.com. It's my coaching site, marclobliner.com. Most people, when they train 4 days, they will get adequate recovery training 4 days. Most people training 5 days, they're not going to get adequate recovery. It just depends on the person. People training 6 days, I'm not going to put a percentage. A majority of the time, from my findings, from my experience, they're usually training pretty weak. Like, look, man, I'm a huge fan of like Mike Israel, what they do, but they're not like most days, like with that RIR stuff, like they're able to train that often because they're staying within certain parameters because they know what they're doing. These are experienced weightlifters who can tell what 3 RIR is, what 2 RIR, which is reps in reserve, is. Most people have no idea what that is. That feels like 1 or 2. Okay. So if you're not doing quality sets, if you're not truly going to failure, and if you're not truly pushing yourself, what really are you recovering from? And we know that gains are made when you go up to that failure marker. I think it's like 2 or so, but who the hell knows? You can't, see, the thing is, training is chaotic, right? Life is chaotic. If you're in a gym environment, even doing a controlled lift on a machine, like, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know how your body's going to respond. Have you ever gone to the gym and some days you're mentally zoned in, you just pow, You get it. And you're just getting reps and weight that you've never had before. Next day you go in, variables are pretty much the same. Maybe you went to work first. You went to your favorite pasta place, you got a little bite to eat for lunch. I'm going to go train. Everything's perfect, but you just don't have that. Life is variable. Life is dynamic. You can't always go by, that's why we don't do progressive overload from one workout to the next. It's progressive overload over time, because you might have been great on Monday the 7th, but on Monday the 14th, you might have been sick. You might have been run down. You might have had a poor night's sleep. We don't know. So training is dynamic, but I digress. When I look at rest, I have to go and I have to generalize, right? I will say that for most people, you need basically 1 to 3 rest days a week. I don't think there's anybody out there who could weight train hardcore with intensity for 7 days a week. There might be some who can weight train hardcore with intensity for 6 days a week. 5 days and 4 days, 4 to 5 days a week seems to be the sweet spot for most. For busy individuals, yeah, you get by with 2 to 3 days, but the optimal range I've found, again, with years of training, I don't need data for this. This is my personal experience. I don't have a data reference, bro. 4 to 5 days a week. 4 to 5 days of hard, well-programmed training a week. But even within that 4 to 5 days, how are we programming it, right? The way I program my workouts is through something called undulation. It's where we can have different points hit in a workout, be it hypertrophy, power, strength. We can have recovery built in, so we don't need deloads. Deloads are built in to the undulation, which is done daily and or weekly. So it's a way I like to do things, which a lot of people don't. And I believe it's a superior way, but that's my opinion now. And with data and with experience, things can change. But do you need, so now that we've gotten how many rest days, we're saying basically 2 to 3 a week would be optimal, with 4 to 5 days of training a week, where you could still get results in 1 to 3 days of training a week, but they're not going to be as good based on my experience and my data that I've accumulated both from research and from training people, right? So now you look at what is a rest day. A rest day is, if you're looking at data from like a Whoop strap, okay, which is something I wear on my ankle, and it measures all my markers, all my strain, my heart rate variability. So basically it would be a day of lower strain. What does that mean? Well, I don't need to go out and do, because I'm off the gym, I don't need to go out and do something like hellacious wind sprints, right? I don't want to tax my nervous system and my recovery that much. So a recovery day would be maybe a light pickup game of basketball. Maybe you go on a 45-minute to 60-minute walk. Maybe you do some kind of a nice little recovery bike ride, right? Like a recovery day, a rest day would be a day in which you're not exerting yourself to the level you would on a work day. It's where you cut back. Do I recommend just Netflixing and chilling all day? There's nothing wrong with that, but I think a little bit of activity every day, and I found that getting my heart rate up a little bit, getting some movement, going on a walk. For those of you who jog, going on a jog. I like going on this hike on this, this nice park across the street from my house. It's a beautiful hiking trail. I love doing that, right? Sometimes, and also with me coaching, do I really truly have a day off? My strength coaching is around 11. My strength weight training is between 5.5 and 7. So I'm straining my body more. So with that, I have to kind of adjust my training to handle that workload, right? We don't need to constantly overreach. That can lead to, sickness, can lead to lack of recovery, or even lack of gains. We don't want that. So it's that balancing act we need. But I do think that rest days, you should have lighter work of a different modality. So if you're taking a rest day off from lifting, don't lift. Pretty simple, right? Take an off day. Go on a walk, be active, live life. Don't sit back at home and be like, oh, I can't go to the grocery store. Too much walking. It's a rest day. No. It's the thing where you kind of kick back, you relax. At the end of the day, just don't lift. Simple answer is on rest days, if you're taking rest days off from lifting as your main mode of training, don't lift on rest days. How many rest days? 2 to 3 a week. Yep, that's what I would recommend. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts. Comment down below. Chunk Iron Chest. Marc at tigerfitness.com. Email Marc at tigerfitness.com. I'll get you out a gift card, and you can enjoy that on whatever you want to buy from Tiger Fitness. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for marching. I'm Marc Lobliner. Be sure to go support us. Shop at tigerfitness.com. That's not a game.
The Outright Bar was created for my kids. My kids need a snack to eat during soccer tournaments, and also I wanted a bar for myself to eat pre-workout, post-workout, and also throughout the day. You want your Outright Bars right now. That's why we have a partnership going with the Vitamin Shop to make sure that we're in all 750 plus locations, providing the best price, the best service, the best people to give you the Outright Bar when and where you need it.